G'day ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. We have a quick one today because I'm leaving Melbourne and I need to kind of get to the airport, so I'm going to rush this one out a little bit. But basically what's happened is Bitcoin has gone down even further. It's broken down from that 28.6k level. I spoke about this a lot yesterday in yesterday's video. I mentioned the fact that it is a weekly chart level and hence we can't take daily candle closes too seriously. But given the magnitude of the breakdown at this point in time, it does stand to reason that you could assume it's going to weekly candle close below, although I'm not really willing to do that, to be honest with you. 48 hours into the weekly candle close, 48 hours is a very long period of time. And if you think about how far we actually are from this level here, you know, we have a gain of like, let's see, 4% to make in 48 hours. We could very easily still close above that 28.6k level. The only thing is, it would be ideal if we closed above the yellow line as well. And so in order for that to happen, we'd have to close a little bit higher. We're looking at something like 28.5, 28.6, still kind of just a little bit higher, like 100 USD higher. Because realistically, the support level, the resistance level on the daily chart and 4-hourly chart is actually slightly different to where it is in the weekly. As you can see on the daily chart, the resistance level here is at 28.4, 28.5k, whereas on the weekly chart, it's actually sitting upwards at around 28.6k. That's where the wicks went to back here in January 2021. That's where the wicks went to back here in June 2021 as well. So there is a slight deviation as to where that level actually is between short term and longer term. But overall, I mean, when you have a deviation like that, it is optimal for you as a trader and as an investor to assume it's higher. And so that's why I'm saying 28.6k is where we need to close over, even though it could actually be down here at 28.5, 28.4. So realistically, we've got 48 hours to get back above that level. I wouldn't necessarily consider it lost at this point in time yet, but under the assumption that it is lost, where would we go to next? We're just recapping here because that's all there is really to do. Well, we spoke about this already. We spoke about it. We've got a green support box, and I've drawn this in this morning between 26.7k, right, which is where the lows were in this recent move before the most recent move up was above 28.6, right? This is where the March lows were at 26.7k. We actually bottomed out there on multiple occurrences throughout March. And if we go back in time, we can see that this level has been, you know, it's been present, hasn't been major by any means, but it's been present throughout a little retest over here. In the shorter term, if you zoomed in, you can see a little retest there in June. And also if we go back, you can also see we had little retests of it over here. Back here in 2020 December. So, you know, this 26.7 level is realistically the start of the support range for Bitcoin. And then the bottom of the support range is over here at 25.2k. And that is the peak, obviously, of the range from June 2022. We've, you know, topped out there on multiple occurrences. And obviously, we didn't really have much trouble breaching through this green box once we breached 25.2. And what this indicates is that 26.7 is a more local region of support, and it's much more minuscule than 25.2. Realistically, the major part of that range comes at 25.2, which is the peak of the range from June 2022 through to around March 2023. So, you know, if we have in fact lost 28.6k, which is that there's an argument to be made that we have done that, I'm just not willing to say it because it's not fully confirmed yet. You know, we could be going downwards all the way to 25.2. But, you know, another reason I'm not necessarily willing to say we've lost 28.6k at this point in time yet is because we've still got this 50 SMA and we're still holding on to that quite tightly. We haven't closed a daily candle below that 50 SMA. This is the blue line I'm looking at here on the screen. And as you can see, in previous price history for Bitcoin, it's generally after we lose the 50 SMA that we see big drops. You know, if we're just looking back in the visible range here, we can see back here in August, we lost it. And then we saw the, you know, biggest red candle we've had for about 2 months at that point in time. We lost it here. We saw another big red candle. You know, it's only after we lose the 50 SMA, and I'm circling regions here, and after we gain it as well, that we see the real big moves. And, you know, so far, we're still holding that. We still closed a daily candle just above it, which is evidence that it's either a massive coincidence or it's evidence that it's acting as support. And it's evidence that perhaps all hope is not lost for losing that level yet. Perhaps this is still just a fake out. But I'll tell you right now, if we lose a daily candle close below the 58 SMA, it's very unlikely that we'll, you know, recover that weekly candle close. So this daily candle close here in 20 hours could very well be indicative of what the weekly will close in 24 hours after that. But as of right now, yeah, it's too early to say. I think we've lost 28.6k. I noticed some people who are uneducated in TA, who don't necessarily understand TA that well, might think that's ridiculous to say, considering we're 1,300 USD below it. But it's not that simple, unfortunately. You know, we see wicks all the time. We saw wicks, you know, I know this is just before a breakdown. Okay, I understand that. But we saw wicks below 28.6k while still maintaining as a support level here in May on 2 separate occasions. We saw it over here back when it was just starting as a support level, over here in January 2021 as well. We've seen wicks below this before while maintaining closes above it. So it's not abnormal if we did it again at all, especially considering the state of the market cycle. But I did want to mention as well, guys, that, right now, and this is supporting the major support zone that we've got below us. Even if we did lose 28.6k, it's not evidence at all that, we're back in, bear market territory, we're back to new lows. What we have here on the weekly chart is the Gaussian channel. The Gaussian channel on the weekly chart is incredibly major. It's very, very strong. And essentially, if we're looking at the price history of Bitcoin, we can delete all of the indicators, delete everything on the charts here, and we can just leave the Gaussian channel up. What we can essentially see is that every time we've lost this, we've gone in a massive uptrend, and every time we've got it above it, we've gone in a massive. Sorry, every time we've lost it, we've gone in a massive downtrend. Every time we've got above it, we've gotten a massive uptrend. There's been very, very few fake outs. We've seen maybe 1 or 2 fake outs in this entire time here. Just in wicks, not even in candle closes. I suppose COVID could be classified as a fake out, but that was more of a black swan event. I suppose this could be classified here as a fake out, but we didn't actually move through the channel fully. Right now we haven't actually moved through the channel fully, so you could make the argument that we're seeing the same thing we saw over here. But even in that occurrence, we entered the channel from the upside and we exited from a downside. So it could also be seen as a regular breakdown with just some deviation and buffer in the middle. As of right now, we're above the center line of the Gaussian channel, and it's very unlikely, if you're looking historically, that we moved back down below the center line of the Gaussian channel on a weekly candle close. And that center line of the Gaussian channel on the weekly candle is at that mid 26k level. So, mid 26k, where is that? That's the start of this green support range on Bitcoin as well. And that's also, a major support zone. We're looking for a potential bottom on this move. So, and if we're looking at another thing as well, we can just continue extrapolating on this point in the weekly chart. Bull market support band, where is that? Well, that's heading upwards quite rapidly. We'll look at it in daily chart here because it'll be easier to see it. That bull market support band is heading upwards quite rapidly towards the support zone. So by the time we reach it, we could actually be reaching this support zone, which could be buffered by the bull market support band, making it extra, extra strong. So I don't think Bitcoin's in a danger zone at all. I think once we lose 25.2k, that's when the danger zone occurs. Even if we're looking at things like RSI, we've got a very strong uptrending support line of the RSI. By the time we reach that RSI support line, we're looking to be in that green box of support. So at that point, we'll have support from the bull market support band, support from the Gaussian channel, support from the horizontal price action, support from the RSI as well, and the stochastic RSI will be bottomed out at that point in time as well, and already kind of is, suggesting that we're oversold. So I don't think Bitcoin looks particularly rough here. I think that even if we lose 28.6, we're still in pretty good territory. It's just that 25.2 level that everyone really should be watching. All eyes should be on that level. As for the monthly candle close, and this is something we've discussed quite regularly, we need to be maintaining this monthly candle close above 27.6k, and that is in 8 days. That's very important as well. So in 8 days from now, we need to be closing that monthly candle above 27.6k. Ideally, the correction will be over by then. It might not be. If we lose that on the monthly candle, that's another thing we need to be concerned about because that's very important. So there's a couple things we can look at here that suggests Bitcoin's on slightly shaky territory, and we just need to observe them. But at this point in time, it's nothing to be overly concerned about. That's kind of my opinion on Bitcoin right now. Total cryptocurrency market cap's the same story. We've lost support in Ethereum. Everything in the short term is trending downwards rapidly, but nothing really has happened yet. So let's keep an eye on it, guys. I want to talk about a campaign we're running with BitGet right now. I've got an exclusive promotion. I'm giving away 1,750 USD through various kind of terms here. 1,000 USDT for the user who trades the most using my referral link, 100 USDT for 5 of the most active traders during the campaign, and 50 USDT to 5 random users. So go ahead and sign up using my referral link. You get a 15% discount on trading fees, and you'll enter that campaign. On top of that, best exchange in the market. I've used it for over a year, and I recommend you do as well. On top of that, guys, check out the Crypto Academy if you want to learn how to trade. You can find everything you need to learn how to trade in an educational manner through this 10-unit course. I'll leave the website link in the description below, and you can email us if you have any questions. The email address is on that website as well. And finally, guys, the VIP group. We trade altcoins on there. We post altcoin trading signals every second day, and so far we've had an amazing start to the Q2 season. You can check out our previous trading track record before in Q4 2022 and Q1 2023. All that information will be in the description below. There's a link to a Telegram group with all the information in that group. So go ahead and click that if you're interested as well. It's 100 USD for 3 months. Get in there if you're interested in trading altcoins. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers.